All right, it's a hot market right now. Inventory cannot keep up with demand. Sellers are getting multiple offers. They are experiencing less days on market. So it seems like a great time to sell for sale by owner. Or does it? Let's talk about that right now, because not only do I work with homeowners to get their home sold, I also work with buyers to find them their dream home. And here's a recent scenario that happened as to why I would never advise anybody to sell their home on their own. So I had taken out this buyer, showed her multiple homes. We put in an offer on one home, wasn't accepted, kept searching. Then we came across another home, and this was actually for sale by owner. Had a conversation with the seller who let me know that he did have an offer in, did not tell me anything was accepted, which to me says, let's go see the home. It's still available. Until it's in contract, we're good to go. So we went out, viewed the home, had a great conversation with the seller. And that night I wrote up an offer, sent it into the seller, had a conversation with him the next day, and everything was great, good to go. He accepted the offer. He wanted to move forward. I touched base with my client. She was ready to move forward with her inspection. And I did advise her. We were aware that there's a permit issue going on at that home. So I did advise her, there's a permit issue. Let's kind of slow down things a little bit till next week so we can find out what's going on with the permit issue, because he told me he was going to speak with an inspector that following week. Great. Not a problem yet. So we waited through the weekend, and I ended up having a conversation with his attorney before that following Monday that we were going to have our inspection. And what I found out is this seller is already in contract and has been in contract for a month and a half with another buyer. Wow. His attorney was confused as to why we were submitting a binder with an offer. He was confused why we were viewing the home, etc., etc. And I told him, I'm not understanding what happened. This is not what we were told. Had I known that he was in contract, I would never schedule a showing. I would not even submit an offer. And we definitely would not be scheduling an inspection for the following week. This attorney told me that he didn't know what his client was doing. He doesn't know why he received this. Long story short, I told him this is probably why he should have hired an agent to represent him. That way they can walk him through every step and let him know that he was in contract. He shouldn't be showing, he shouldn't be accepting offers to get away from any kind of legal action, creating any extra conflict for himself and anybody else that, he's pulling into his games. And the attorney ended up, getting off the phone with me. I let my buyer know what was going on, advised her we weren't moving forward, it wasn't gonna work out. Of course, she was upset. And the good thing is we hadn't paid for an inspection. It could have been an extra $500 that she would have spent to find out that we couldn't even move forward if we wanted to, because he's already in contract. That's it. When she signed contract, you're given that time to close the deal. And you're responsible for closing the deal unless you have some major legitimate reason why you can't close and the other party is in agreement that the deal's gonna die. So that's my advice. Are we in a crazy market? Can you sell on your own? You could, but do you really want to take the risk of not knowing what you're doing, getting yourself into some legal predicaments, and even less, I have a feeling that this seller accepted our offer because it was higher than the one he already received. And that is my biggest conclusion onto why he would do this or think it was okay to do it for himself, but it's not. You can't do that. It doesn't work that way. If you're in contract, you're in contract.